Welcome to the Good Pod, where today we're talking The Good Wife, Season 3, Episode 11, What Went Wrong? I'm one of your hosts, Jason Reed. With me, as always, the one, the only, probably has a blog about pen nibs, Marissa Garza. Marissa, you good?
I'm good, Jason. I'm good. You good?
I'm good.
Okay, good. Yeah, when I saw Lisa with her buttons.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, here it comes. Here it comes.
You see this nib right here? This nib is solid gold.
It is.
It was made in Belgium in 1981, and this is a very special nib. This nib
Oh my God.
came from King George III, and blah, 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 blah.
One time, Jason's gonna go to a stationery fest with me, and he's gonna come out and he's gonna be like, oh my God, look at all the nibs.
Wrong. I was so
They're
wrong. Nibs are so
exactly.
cool.
My life is changed forever. Anyway, for those of you who don't know, nibs are about stationery. I like stationery. But yes.
I just find them funny because they're named nibs.
Yeah.
And
But yeah, we're here.
The nibs are like the little thing that screws on, right? The little thing pops out of it.
It's like it's the part that holds the ink that you write. It's the part that you actually put on the paper to like.
It's the point of the pen?
It's the point of the pen.
Oh, I thought it was a little thing that screws and unscrews off the pen. But the nib, the nib is actually the point of, the nib is the point of the pen. It's the vessel.
So it's cooler now.
It's the
right?
vessel in which the ink flows from.
Well, yeah. There's a feed.
Oh my God! Oh no!
To a nib,
oh no!
And then
Marissa, I'm sorry. I did not want to get into the dissection of the pen. I just had one simple question. I feel you about to go on a
like
5.
Connected to the cartridge.
I feel you.
And then it's like held in the body of the pen, and there's like so many different things. It could be out of like gold or silver or maybe platinum or steel. And then like there's a difference between like French nibs and German nibs, and also Japanese nibs, because like in Asia it's like super cool. Because they've been like writing like forever, so they have like all the nib knowledge. Yeah. So that's what the real story is, Jason. One day you will know.
Are you done? You're done with the pen?
I guess so. I guess I'm done for now. You'll have to check out my blog that I blog at twice a day.
Yes. Yeah. So we are here, season 3, episode 11. Here at The Good Pod, talking about The Good Wife. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of the episode, I want to remind you some free and easy ways that you can help this podcast. You can do that by reviewing, rating, subscribing, wherever it is you listen or watch this podcast. We would love if you would help us out by doing that. By doing that, you're going to get to the eyes and ears of more people to discover our show. If you just want to chop it up with us about anything and everything, you can hit us up at thegoodpodfeedback@gmail.com. If you want to just talk to us, as always, thank you so much for rating, reviewing, and subscribing. It really helps us out. We do have a new way that you can help us out. Okay?
Yeah. We wanted to give you options.
Give you options.
Yeah.
If you are a long-time listener and you're like, I just wish there was some way that I could support Jason and Marissa even more. I want to go a step above. I want to go up another level of support.
They bring us like such great coverage of one of my favorite shows. They don't have any ads. If there's just like one, I just wish I could do one other thing.
Yeah, so
we
found a way for you to do that. We have set up an account over at buymeacoffee.com. You can, but this website allows you to donate, I guess I could say, contribute something to us. You are in charge of what you want to contribute over at buymeacoffee.com. If you go to buymeacoffee.com/goodpod, that's where you can find our page. So you can if you want to just contribute anything, we would love it if you did. We would really, really appreciate it. As Marissa mentioned, this show is ad-free. Okay? So really, we're not making anything off this. We're kind of doing this. We're doing this out of love of the love of TV. Okay? Not to say we'll always be that way, but for now, things are ad-free.
And this has been 3 seasons of The Good Wife.
Yeah.
So
we're almost halfway.
Yeah.
Through our journeys. Hey, I'm just saying, if you want to go to buymeacoffee.com/goodpod, throw us a couple shekels, couple of rubles.
Do you have like a favorite coffee order, Jason?
Okay. So I'm about to upset a lot of people. Okay.
It doesn't have to be coffee from a coffee place.
I do not drink coffee at all.
It's okay. I have decaf.
I have never had coffee. I've never tried coffee. because here's the thing.
Never tried it. Like any coffee flavor.
No, nothing.
Oh.
And those that know me know that I'm an extremely picky eater, drinker. Pair that up with the fact that I have a very addictive personality. And if I find something I like, I go overboard. And it's not really great to be overboard on coffee. I'm already overboard on caffeine by drinking copious amounts of soda. And if I add coffee to that, I think I will have a lot of problems, more health problems than I have today. So I've kind of stayed away from coffee, half because I'm picky, half because I don't want to get addicted to it. My wife is coffee addicted. My wife used to run a coffee shop, which was weird, back in the day with my wife having this coffee career and me just not drinking coffee, but whatever. She'd bring home coffee, but like, good for you. Love that for you. But yeah, so yeah, I'm not a coffee drinker. What about you, Marissa? What is you said you drink decaf only.
Yeah. Okay. So the story is like, I didn't have coffee until I was like 30 something years old. And then I tried like a very small coffee at Starbucks. First of all, not the greatest coffee, but that was my first soiree into it. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, oh, I like it because I gave up having pop. So I was like, okay, like this can be my like
pop.
I love pop. And then this could be like my caffeine. And then I was like, oh, I can game the system at Starbucks and I can just order the smallest coffee and still get a number of stars so that I get a free drink on my birthday. And then I can, this was like a whole thing for me. I was like, this is it. I'm going to do it. I'm only spending $2 on a coffee and I'm still going to get this free drink, whatever.
really sticking it to the man.
Yeah, really get them. And then I got kind of addicted to coffee. I was to a point where I was having a red eye, which if you don't know, a red eye is a regular coffee with a shot of espresso in it, like multiple shots of espresso in it, to the point where my adrenals gave out. Like I killed my adrenal glands. And so
wait, what does that mean? What does that do to you?
So like caffeine like raises your adrenaline, right? Uh-huh. Because it gets you going and stuff like that. And basically I was under so much stress and drinking so much coffee that my adrenal glands ran out of adrenaline. Like I was like, I could feel them. They sit on top of your kidneys, they were just like, I can't, like, I just felt it. I was bad. It was bad.
What does that do to you? Does it like zap your energy or something?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah. Cool. I was zapped. And like, I remember one time I was like doing a call at work and people were like, are you okay? Like, you're not you're not making sense. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's because I'm dead.
You know what?
So,
oh my God, that might be my problem. I drink way too much soda that has caffeine in it.
Yeah. Watch your caffeine. Yeah. Watch your caffeine.
Interesting.
So I love the taste of coffee. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't have the caffeine anymore, which is why I have decaf. But I make sure, because everyone, like every barista, rightfully so in some way, I guess, is going to judge me when I say I would like a decaf coffee. And I'm just like, yeah, but black, no cream, no sugar. Like I'm still a purist. I'm still in there. So that's my coffee story. If I were to go to the coffee place, I'd probably get a decaf Americano and they'd be like, ugh, decaf espresso. But you know what? It's my fave.
Yeah,
so
I make my wife coffee every weekend. Every weekend I make breakfast for my family and I make my wife's coffee. When I do that, I've learned how to make the coffee. And it's like, smells really, I'm like, I'm always tempted to like try, but I'm just like, no, don't do it.
You want to know what my gateway into coffee was though?
What's that?
Coffee ice cream.
I tried coffee ice cream and I didn't like it. I tried coffee ice cream a long time ago.
I mean,
more
coffee.
Secret history of Jason. My first job was at a Baskin Robbins. And off of that, I tried a lot of ice cream flavors, including coffee. So I was like, no, not for me. But I think coffee, correct me if I'm wrong, I think coffee is one of those things where you taste it the first time, like, oh, how do people drink this?
Yeah, it's like beer.
Yeah, and then you keep doing it. You're like, actually, this is great. This is like liquid crack. And then you just get like crazy on it.
And you could get all into the like artisan ways of how it's brewed and like the siphoning and like going to the reserve rooms and like all this stuff. It can get fancy.
You can be real snob about it at a certain point. Yeah. So, I mean, that was our tangent to tell you to please contribute to our Buy Me a Coffee account if you would ever so choose. We would really, really, really appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, we'll get something. We'll buy maybe not coffee, but maybe something.
Yeah.
But yeah,
buy a lot of pop. I'll buy a lot of pop. Marissa will buy
you can get an Italian soda, and I'll get a decaf.
Italian soda? What is that?
Oh my gosh. Off pod. I'll tell you about all the things you can get at a coffee shop that aren't coffee. Jason, do you want to talk about a question I ask myself pretty much every day these days? What went wrong?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, great. So this case of the week is not so much a case, but it's like it's post case. It is after after the jury goes to deliberate. We don't get to see up until that point.
Yeah, we've argued the whole case. We don't really get into the specifics of the case. We get little bits of information here and there about what the case is actually about. But the normal stuff we usually see in these episodes of like all the rigmarole, all the evidence, all this to that, we've already kind of dealt with, and we're now waiting to get the verdict.
Yeah, and on the defense we have Diane, Alicia, and legal aid guy, which Justin. I forgot his. Yeah, Justin, thank you. And then, of course, in the prosecution, we have Carrie and Dana, which I got to tell you, I'm just putting this out here. My eyes have rolled so much in this episode. It's going to come across in this coverage. I'm just preparing you for it. And some of it has to do with Dana. And they are in front of Judge Dunaway and basically are arguing about what to tell the jury and how the jury instructions for deliberation. Basically, the prosecution hasn't really proven first-degree murder, and so Carrie and Dana are like, "Hey, but make them consider second-degree murder, even though that's not like what this person was arraigned on. Like, you can do it, Judge." And he's like, "No, I'm not going to do that." And in this case, though, who is the defendant in this case, Jason?
Oh my God! Oh, it's our Beth, Susan Kelechi Watson, the Beth Pearson.
Queen.
This is us. Queen. Her TV husband, Randall, a.k.a. Sterling K. Brown, was on this show this season, I think, season 3, earlier in the season.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
And when SKB showed up, we said, they didn't really take advantage of SKB, of having SKB here. We said, okay, he wasn't SKB yet. He was just Sterling Brown. He was not SKB.
He didn't come into the K yet.
Same thing with SKW. They get SKW here, Susan Kelechi Watson, and they just squander her. She's here a couple times an episode to just be like, but I didn't do it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's all we really get. I'm like, oh my, but see, this is us. So they didn't know what they had while they had it. They wasted her.
But also it shows, like the small parts matter because both of these people were on this show for like 2 scenes and ended up on This Is Us. So I was like, you go, Beth. I just like wrote in my notes, Beth. I was so excited Beth. To see her.
Again, I think we said this when SKB was on. For those that don't know, me and Marissa, part of our bonding story of when we met was bonding over The Good Wife and This Is Us. We did a whole...
And Cobra Kai. It was Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai was first. And then we discovered our This Is Us and Good Wife fandom. We did a freaking podcast over a post-show recap about the last season of This Is Us, okay? That's how much we were into it, okay? So Beth Pearson is our queen, okay? As much as we love Geneva, as much as we love Diane, Beth Pearson is up there for us. She is
always.
The calm in the storm of Randall Pearson is Beth Pearson. She was the engine that made the Pearson family run, and she wasn't even blood related. Okay? Yeah. Enough about Beth Pearson. If you haven't watched This Is Us,
go check it out.
Go check it out. So
it's worth it.
It's worth it. I squealed when I saw SKW on this episode. I was like, oh
and
my God.
And of course, I was like, she didn't do it.
No, of course not.
Yeah, there's no way.
Beth can do no wrong, okay? Like, what are y'all doing? Why is Beth on... Beth should be a lawyer. Why is Beth on trial?
Yeah. But she apparently was an officer, or
she
her
was
husband
a cop.
was an officer. She was a cop.
She's a cop
that is accused of killing her husband.
Yes.
But also the defense is arguing that it was a suicide.
Yes. So I mean, we don't get all the details, but that's kind of what we have figured out by some line readings and some dialogue. Yeah.
Yeah. So the judge denies this whole second degree murder thing, and so Carrie and Dana go back to Peter, and he's like, "Go make a deal for second degree murder for 4 years." And I got to tell you, when this news hits Diane and Justin, they're having the best party. They are so excited. So much the fact that Carrie's like, get better at this. Bye. Bye. While he like ends the call because they know that it is a good deal. And so they go and they take it to Beth. I don't know the character's name because she will always
Lauren.
be Beth.
Lauren
takes it to Lauren and says, basically, like, you can take this deal for 4 degrees. You'll probably serve 1 full year and then be out on good behavior, or you could leave it up to the jury. And like I said, Diane and Justin were like all about the deal, man. They were like, yeah, yeah. And then Alicia's like, I can't really tell you what to do. Like, it's yours. And so she decides to take the gamble. She decides to wait on it.
Well, Lauren, I don't know what it is about it. I mean, I feel like in seasons 1 and 2, Alicia, she had more of like a angelic, innocent face. I feel like new attitude Alicia is not one to be like, Alicia, you tell me what I should do. Because Lauren looks at Alicia and is like, what do you think I should do? I'm like, why are you asking her? But I mean, Alicia has a reputation of being a client whisperer, right? She handholds all the clients. She can relate to all the clients. So Alicia's looked at as just kind of like this kindred spirit. Like, what should I do, Alicia? You give me a sage of what I should do. And Alicia's like, listen, girl, cases are all about lawyers and juries. He had great lawyers, aka us.
Case went our way. Like, we're feeling good. We're in a good spot.
Yeah, but juries are a bugaboo. They are unpredictable. We don't know what's going to happen. She says, this is a jury of your peers. And Alicia says, probably the wisest, sagest thing Alicia has ever said. And I've never understood my peers. Oh! I was like, my God. Just words to live by. I made it my message board. For those that don't watch on YouTube, it's my message board. I've never understood my peers.
It's definitely one that hit home with me as well, and one that's super true in 2025. Like, I just don't understand them.
It's like my new motto in life now.
And like, I'm trying to think of like where Alicia's coming to. Like, she just had that scare with Grace, and like she's coming like all this stuff. So, and at the beginning of this like whole episode, she's still kind of out of it. Like, she's not 100% paying attention while Diana's like asking her for papers so that they can like continue doing this. So she's still not 100% back from her, I guess, dreams that she was having and the fact that all of this went down with Grace and everything. So she doesn't have time to really like polish her messaging. She's just like, I'm just going to tell you this. And also, she broke up with Will. So like, this is all at the forefront of her mind while she's going through this. So the verdict comes in, and as a surprise to the defense, it's guilty for murder in the first degree.
Yeah.
And like Carrie is just sitting there, like not trying to like smile like this entire time. Like, he's like, oh my God, we did it. Like, I offered them 4 years and they didn't take it. And now we got her on this. And then they polled the jury because everyone's like super surprised about this. And jurors 5 and 12 seemed kind of sketchy. But I also wanted to mention that once it's guilty, Diane says, hey, Alicia, go get Kalinda.
Yeah. Yes.
And Alicia and Kalinda were reunited in this episode because at the start here, we've got Alicia actually speaking to Kalinda in the same hallway, saying, Kalinda, it's guilty.
They are here in a huge way. This isn't just they've been doing. We might be in the same room, but I'm not going to look at you. We're going to have a telephone conversation. They were face-to-face several times in this episode, which is huge for this season of television. Huge for what we've been talking about all season of like Juliana Margulies and Archie Punjabi are not in a good space, and you can tell and you can know. Now, I would have, like, as I mentioned last episode where they were in the same room, there's got to be some like, all right, Juliana Margulies, we know you don't want to be with Archie, but we can't just cut it all off.
It's getting weird.
Yeah, we have to have some movement in this story. So please just give us like a few episodes where you're, face to face with Archie again. And Juliana's like, fine, I'll do a couple episodes where we have to actually talk, have a conversation. So this is one of those big episodes where like they're in spaces together a lot and seem to be starting to heal their relationship.
They are cordial.
Yeah.
Like they are working relationship on the way to heal. They don't know personally because it's Juliana, like she will ever let it go. But like at least these characters can be in the same room without like the daggers that Alicia was giving Kalinda when she was working on the arbitration.
Yeah,
like,
they'll never.
What are you doing here?
And we'll talk about the different ways that Alicia is substituting Kalinda in her life in this episode.
Yeah,
I do also feel like it's interesting that Alicia is, as we'll see in this episode, so friendly with Peter now. Like she's not staring daggers at Peter. She's not being mean to Peter. She's actually being quite cordial to Peter, but it's still icy cold with Kalinda to begin this episode. Well, not even to begin this episode. She's able to talk to Kalinda in the start of this episode, but in the past we've seen her like just last episode, literally. We've seen her roll her eyes as Kalinda walks into a room. So it's interesting way she handles both of those people, of Peter and Kalinda, who both were involved in this cheating thing. And I act like I'm Kalinda. Not to remind you, Kalinda did not even know Alicia at that time. Peter was her husband and still did this. And she's acting more cordial to Peter than she is to Kalinda in this moment.
And if anyone wonders why I don't like Peter, that could be part of it. So, anywho, with this verdict, the team is like, okay, there's still room. We can try to get this overturned before sentencing, because there's this time between when the jury delivers the verdict and when sentencing is done where people can like see if there was any foul play. So Alicia goes to talk to the foreman in the garage, and she's like, basically like, trial's over. You can talk to me. I'd love to learn. The classic, like, let me know what I could do better next time speech. We've seen her do this multiple times to jurors afterwards. Harry is like right there. He's like, you don't have to talk to her. Like, even though she's saying you have to talk to her, you don't have to talk to her. And if she does talk to you, like, you just call me and I'll have her arrested for harassment. I was like, okay, Harry. Like, I rolled number 1. Like, okay, all right. Like, get over it.
Yeah, it's funny because Dana sees it all first. Dana is like witnessing Kalinda and Alicia doing their stuff, and she's, I gotta go run tell Carrie. Carrie, help! They're doing stuff. And Carrie runs all like, hey, you guys can't do this. You guys shouldn't do this. And it's like, okay, Carrie, relax, bro.
Well, and to continue on the Dana and the eye rolling. So Kalinda's getting all of, like, taking pictures of all the license plates of all the jurors, which, whatever. And Dana's like, I'm warning you, Kalinda. If you do anything, I will put you in jail myself. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, what is, like, why are we this serious about this? And I liked Kalinda's response of like, okay, I've been warned. Thank you.
I think Carrie and Dana also know that they've gotten away with one.
Oh, they sure have.
They're just like, we can't, like, they're trying to subvert justice, which we all know isn't really justice, because we all probably believe she didn't do this, but she's getting sent to jail for it anyway. But they're like, oh my God, we cannot have them overturn this verdict. This is our win. We can't let them overturn it. So it's a battle of the two sides.
They got away with murder in the judicial system, pretty much. Like, also, Justin collects all of the trash. And first of all, just before, I gotta get this out. They go through the trash without wearing gloves, Jason. They aren't wearing gloves. And it was very distracting to me because there's like food in here. Who knows what's in here? And there's just like,
there's several meals in the trash. Old Chinese food, old pizza. It's gross.
Yeah. And they basically can deduce at one point, I don't know how they can deduce this other than the fact that like there was food in between the pile of notes.
It's like the layers. It's the layers of trash. You can deconstruct the timeline of like, okay, this was their breakfast and they had a vote. And then the lunch was on top of the breakfast vote. And then the lunch vote is on top of, under the dinner, and then the dinner vote's on top of the dinner. So yeah, I did really like the way they like deconstructed the timeline and tried to figure out what took place when and how many votes were when. I thought that was very smart, actually.
It's very like Indiana Jones. It's a very archaeological dig. Like,
the fossils
this is what happened of jury in this age.
Yeah, the fossils of jury debate.
Yes. So they can deduce from their archaeological dig that at one point the vote went from 9 not guilty to 10 guilty. And so there's something happening there. So they send Kalinda, and Kalinda goes to visit juror number 5, Lisa, and her world of buttons at her house. This woman has like more buttons than I have nibs. Like, she is everywhere. She has and Kalinda is doing her best of like being interested in these buttons because she knows she has to like get on Lisa's good side. And Kalinda asks like if she regrets the verdict. She's like, oh no, it just was really embarrassing. I'm really shy. And while she's there, she gets the text about the vote changing between lunch and dinner. And basically Lisa says, yeah, it was just the reading of the testimony of our best witness, which was another cop that like made the change happen. So they're like, okay, what do we do with this? So Kalinda goes and talks to the foreman on the job. He's on the job, and he's like, yeah, just like when you read testimony versus when you're in the room with the person, you can kind of like start to see the holes in the testimony. Like that's kind of what happened. And lo and behold, who's there again? Eye rolls. Freaking Carrie is like, Kalinda, that's it. You're arrested for harassment. Like his boss is saying he can't do his job because you're here. So bye. I was like, really, Carrie? Really?
Carrie's
You're
like
going.
It's like a middle school principal. Like, young lady, what are you doing here? And half has her arrested. Oh my god. He's having her put in cuffs. Kalinda's getting arrested. It's like, no way.
Yeah, I'm like, that's Kalinda, Carrie. Like, that's Kalinda. Like, Kalinda. Like, this is what you're doing? Anywho. So while Kalinda was over with Lisa, though, she did learn that, like, Lisa blogs twice a day. Okay, so, like, this was huge. So the team goes in front of the judge and says, okay, hey, Lisa was a blogger, talked about the case on the internet. That's like talking to people outside of the case. We want a mistrial. And Dana's like, this redefines reaching. And I'm like, oh, Dana. I mean, I know she's just trying to do her job. I get it, but I just can't stand it. Anywho, the judge says that's not enough, like, because she didn't really name any details or like say anything specific to this case. So after the judge says it's not enough, they have to come up with more. Dana moves to have them censured.
Yeah.
And it's like, why does the defense need to be censured here for doing their jobs? Like, what?
Yeah, maybe.
Speaking of reaching, Dana. Speaking of reaching.
Well, the judge, when they read the verdict the first time, the judge was very huffy getting off the bench. So they're like, okay,
right.
The judge does not like the verdict either. And the judge even says, like, hey, this was like, Dana tries to get on her high horse and says, this is not right. And the judge's like, yo, bro, you and I both know this verdict was nonsense. And he's like, but he tells our people, you got to get better evidence, but I do want to overturn this verdict.
Yeah.
Get me good evidence. I will overturn it. Like I am down to overturn this, which is, I was also like, should a judge be saying that though? Like that is like a little oversteppy.
Well, we've had other judges do that. There was that like one lady judge who basically told Will, like, that lady, like they will like, let me spell out what you need to do to get the, like, this is, I think, part of the play of the judicial system is like, it's part of it. But
Dana hears that. And she's like, oh, okay. I see what's going on here. Y'all are in the judge's pocket. Y'all are blackmailing the judge to be on your side. As always, you couldn't be more wrong, you stupid idiot. So, of course, Dana goes running over to WSC and is like, WSC, I think I found another judge that Lockhart Carter's bribing. WSC's like, girl, you only said a word. Let me go get to work. And it's like, no, you dummies.
Yeah.
So I was so mad at Dana. Dana.
And it's also like even more frustrating because I have no idea where this motivation for Dana to go after Will is. Like I have no idea where this is coming from her side. I would understand this ire from Carrie.
Yeah.
I would get it from him, but I have no idea why Dana is like so about this. So then when she's like going to Wendy Scott Carr, I'm like, oh my God, really?
I'm telling you, there's got to be some other shoe to drop with the Dana stuff. Dana,
I hope so.
Like I'm just expecting one episode of Dana to be like, so Will, you really don't remember me? And like to find out that Will like wronged her at some point in his past, and this is why she is so hot to trot on Will's ass, because
that's why she became a prosecutor in Illinois, which like by her, it was her vengeful thing the entire time to get back at him.
That's why she's been part of the state's attorney's office for multiple years, as they tell us all the time. She's not just new on the scene. She's been here for years. We promise. This is the first season y'all seen her, but she's been here. We swear. Look at the background of some scenes. She's there. We swear it. But yeah, because she is so hot to try to get Will. It's like there's got to be some other motivation.
Something.
If not, this is a little too far. Like there's got to be some secret history with both Will and Kalinda, because she's so down to see both of them taken down a notch.
yeah, it's getting real annoying. So I hope we learn sometime soon because I don't
We
know.
probably won't. It's probably just a weird characterization that will never get explained, but we can dream.
We can write that show. So tangentially related to this case, Alicia goes to go talk to the Christian dude that baptized Grace and is basically like, you should never talk to my daughter again. And he's like, yeah, I know. Your assistant lady already told me that. And she's like, what assistant lady? Like, oh my God, Kalinda did this. And so she calls Zach. First of all, why is Zach at home? Why is Zach home? Why? Saying, I have to go to class. Like, is it open campus? And he came home. He drove all the way home. He moved his parking spot to come home. And then, like, did this whole thing. Because this is the middle of the day. Like, I just was like, why is Zach at home? Why wouldn't Zach be at school?
Did he say he's supposed to be at class?
He says, I got to get to class, Mom.
Oh, I didn't even pick that up. Because that is weird because Christian boy seems like he's also should be of school age. Why isn't he in school? Why isn't Zach in school? What's going on around here? Are we having a free period where we just come home randomly? I don't know. It's weird. That's weird. But and why isn't Zach at his post at Lockhart Gardner fixing the computers? That's where he's supposed to be. That's his job.
The IT is not secure. Anyway, so this is where Alicia finds out that Kalinda saved Grace, basically, like went to go pick up Grace. Not saved.
Saved Grace from Jesus. She saved Jason. Yeah. She saved Grace from Jesus. Grace is trying to get saved, and then she got saved by Kalinda from Jesus. Yeah. I felt like the Christian boy was really wasted here. I was like, I wanted to know more about Christian boy. We've seen Christian boy in YouTube videos. I felt like I wanted more from Jimmy Patrick, I think is his name. I wanted more from him, like more characterization, because I feel like he should be a celebrity. He's a YouTube personality and he just works at a skate shop. Okay, cool.
If this was the Good Fight, we definitely would have learned more about, like, this is totally a Good Fight story, the internet for influence and like all of that, but maybe we'll get that in a couple episodes. Who knows? I mean, like, Grace isn't going to stop following the Jesus, like the whole thing. Meanwhile, Justin finds a note while going through again, I'm sorry, don't stick the black person with the trash. Like, everybody should check it.
Come on.
I was just like, why is it always Justin? Like, let other people. It's a crap job. Job. Everybody should do it.
Justin is low person on the totem pole. Okay, he is legal aid. We'll have him do the dirty work. He's not getting paid as much as us. He's here voluntarily. Get him to do the dirty work. It's fine.
No, like, find an intern to do it if that's how it's going to be. But anyway,
but Justin seemed. I think he has like a trash fetish because he was like down. He was buying the trash from the bailiff. This is all his idea. He was like, he's buying the trash. He's like, this will go to really good use. He's excited to go through the trash. So
okay,
I feel like he told Diane and Alicia, he's like, I got a great idea. I'm gonna go buy the trash. And they're like, okay, bro, whatever. And he was super excited about it. So this was his thing. So give it to him. His discovery.
I won't yuck his yum. I won't yuck his yum.
Yeah, let him have his trash. Let him have his trash, Marissa. Don't deny this man his trash fetish.
I mean,
okay?
Oscar loved trash, so he can love trash.
Yeah. Oscar's one of my favorite Muppets. He's a cool guy.
It's just like on the table. It's just like not good. Anywho, he finds.
I hope they really saw that place down after they finished this case.
I'm like, oh. He finds a note saying basically, change your vote or you'll be sorry. And so he brings that over to Diane and Alicia, and they're like, oh, well, can we, analyze? We're going to need more. Like, they know they're going to need more than just this note based on how the judge has been, interacting with them. Like, let's get Kalinda to analyze the handwriting. Speaking of Kalinda, where's Kalinda? She's in jail.
Yeah.
What didn't you know that?
Did Kalinda not call anyone? Did they not give her phone call? I feel like Kalinda would be one to be like, no, I'm just gonna sit here. I'm gonna sit here in jail. That's fine.
Yeah, find me.
Yeah.
When she's arrested, like, she's like, this isn't gonna stand. And Carrie's like, I don't care. It gets you off this case for 2 days. Like, it's okay. Like, I'm not here to win. I'm just here, like, win against you. I'm here to win in general.
I was surprised Carrie wasn't like, it gets you off.
Oh, God.
Long pause.
No.
The case. or Dana didn't say something like that. At least they toned down Dana's, like, really awkward and terrible flirting. At least they, like, didn't make that a big part of her story this episode because
I mean, she still was the worst. She still was pretty horrible.
That's true.
Still was pretty awkward. Okay, so after Dana again being the worst and not the greatest, after talking to Wendy's got that's all she needs to go talk to Judge Dunaway. Judge Dunaway. It's basically like, and in the most Wendy Scott Carr way, she's like all smiles, all calm. She's like, I am investigating judicial corruption, and I just wanted to know, like, have you ever been offered any bribes? And he's like, no. She's like, bribes could be like more than money. It could be anything else. And he's like, did you read this that I wrote in the Harvard Business Review? He's like, or Judicial Review?
He's like, girl, I literally wrote the book on judicial corruption. So what are you trying to tell me? You are not educating me on nothing, okay? I wrote the book on judicial bribery, okay? So relax.
Yeah, and he's like, I see what you're trying to do here. You're trying to influence me on a decision in an ongoing case. And she's like, well, funny thing about that is like the case isn't ongoing. The verdict was in, so like we can totally talk about it. She's just so good at being so sneaky.
She really is, but this was a little sloppy from her though, to be like, to just come out and be like, I think you might be getting bribed, Judge. What do you think about that? Like, you coming at me like this? Like, if I'm the judge, I'm like, excuse me, this is not cool. You coming at me like you're accusing me of something. So, not a great look by WSC. She could have a little more tact in her movements here. Yeah,
this is where I think Dana was the most worst, because she goes to visit Kalinda in jail, and she's like, "How you doing?" It was like, I am not talking to you. Like, there's no way. But I just was like, I think she had like some sort of power trip. Like, Dana had some sort of power trip about this whole situation. Like, she was definitely like, it got her off in some way. I'm just going to say it.
Because Kalinda turns around to get cuffs put on. He's like, that's right. Turn around so you get those cuffs put on you. I want to put you in cuffs, Kalinda, but not this way. I'm surprised she didn't say something like that. Like, she didn't say that, but I'm surprised she didn't say something like that with her weird, awful flirting. But yeah, she's definitely is having a power trip, being like, I'm in charge now, Kalinda. Who's the big bad woman now that loves Carrie? Like, oh, relax. I don't love Carrie. You're the one talking about Carrie. She like, definitely was feeling herself here in this moment.
Like, why? If I were Dana, like, I would talk to Carrie about why you're talking about Kalinda to me, I bet. You know what I mean? Like, it's a Carrie thing. It's not a Kalinda thing. Kalinda's not like pursuing Carrie in any way, shape, or form. But anyway, that's another story for another day. Turns out they're like moving her all over the place because Alicia's shown up to to post bail for her, and they can't find her. She's been transferred to a hospital.
Well, and this is interesting, right? Because Alicia finds out that Kalinda saved Grace.
Correct.
Get it? Saving Grace. So now Alicia's like about Kalinda right now. She's like, I got like.
Oh, she's like. I owe her one.
When we hear that Kalinda has been arrested and someone needs to go get Kalinda, Alicia's like, I'll go get her. I got it. I like her again, so I'll go save her from jail. And yeah, you're about to say more about it, but like,
she's like she's not there, and this gets Alicia like straight into Carrie's office, and it doesn't even say hello. It doesn't do it. It's like, listen, I can't find Kalinda. I know that this is a game that you guys play. You move people all around. I got a bunch of pro bono people that I could, if I can prove this is a systematic issue, I'm going to sue you and I'm going to put your name on it. So go get me Kalinda now.
Bitch. Should I just add it, bitch, at the end of that? Like, that's the attitude she's coming to this. She busted like the Kool-Aid man. Hey, Carrie, get me Kalinda now or else. I kind of wanted Peter to be in the room. Like, she busts in to talk to Carrie. Like, Peter's over in the corner like, hey, Alicia, this is weird.
I was fine without Peter in the room.
I know. I definitely know you were. And like, Carrie's like, hi, Alicia. And she's like, get me Kalinda or I see your ass now. Cut to Alicia waiting for Kalinda and Carrie standing next to her like a disobedient little boy. Like he's been he's been disciplined. He's like, got you, Kalinda. You happy now? And like walks away as Kalinda's walking up. He's like, this is not the last you hear of me, Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, he's like petting his cat or something. Yeah, he's not, but like, Gary's not that evil. Like, I think he tries to be evil, but he's not that evil. But anywho, so yeah, she's out, and so then Alicia and Kalinda have an opportunity to have a conversation in the car. What did you think of this conversation? It was it was interesting to me.
Yeah, I thought it was really well done. I mean, for as much crap that we talk about Juliana nowadays, it was a really well done scene, right? It's part of their relationship healing because Alicia has found out that Kalinda went the extra mile for her when she did not have to. Like, Alicia's like, you didn't have. Alicia's basically like, I wouldn't do that for you. Like, I literally wouldn't spit on you right now if you were on fire and you went out of your way to locate my missing daughter. Like, it really thaws the relationship because, and I think part of what we didn't say is that, like, Alicia called Zach after Christian Boy told her about Kalinda. She's, what went on? And Zach's like, well, she did this. She found Grace, and she didn't want me to tell you for whatever reason. Seems like y'all are beefing. I don't know. That's your business, not mine. And it's like you didn't even get credit for it. You didn't want to tell me. And Kalinda's like, listen, I'm still Kalinda, right? And I
haven't changed. Like,
yeah, I haven't changed. I want to help you. Something like Kalinda's like, this was never a me to you beef. You're the one mad. I'm not mad. You're the one pissed off and being pissy and petty and whatever. So yeah, I still want to help you. Like, your daughter was missing, bro. It's like Alicia's like, I didn't think you were this human to help someone when their daughter's missing. Like, who do you think I am?
Okay,
I'm a person. Like, if I can help you, your daughter's missing, I'm gonna help you. I'm not even mad at you, girl. You're mad at me. Like, Kalinda was like, this is not. I don't know. She was just like, I am still me, so I still want to help.
Yeah. And I gotta say, I was pretty annoyed I was annoyed a lot in this episode. But part of it is the privilege that Alicia is like wielding around this entire episode. Oh, yeah. And part of it is here too, of like not even thinking that like that Kalinda would want it. Like, Kalinda's a person, and you could help, like, you could put this aside, and you could, like, if Kalinda's house was on fire, hopefully you would call 911 at the very least. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not asking you to go into the house and get her out, but I'm saying, oh, there's someone, you're driving by and you call 911 and you say Kalinda's house is on fire. But that did, like, she wasn't even going to do that. And Kalinda's like, we're still people. Like, your child was in danger, and so I helped you. And again, the amount of privilege in this episode is immense.
Yeah, and if Kalinda hadn't found Grace and Alicia heard that Kalinda's in jail, she's like, let her rot. Keep her there. Keep it there forever. I don't care. But because Alicia finds out about Kalinda doing this for Grace, she's like, oh, now I will go help get Kalinda out of jail.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so, and that's a theme for Kalinda, right? Like, it's like, you're way more into this than I am. Like, same thing with Dana. Like, you have some sort of weird beef with me, Dana. I don't get. The same thing with Alicia. I mean, I get the Alicia beef, but you're taking it a little far. It's like, but my beef is not with you. I don't have beef with anyone. I am just being Kalinda. I'm just trying to be me. And I'm staying me by helping when I can, because I still care about you and I care about the welfare of your family. And again, I'm human. I feel like any human that has the ability to do this would do this, but apparently Alicia would not do that. If Alicia had the ability to save Kalinda's daughter, Alicia wouldn't do it. Alicia would be like, nah. Sucks to be her, because Alicia is
look the other way. She's like, nothing's going on.
Yeah, Alicia is amazed that Kalinda would do this for her. So it's like, oh, so basically you're saying if you all were swapped, you would not do this for her because you're that petty about this.
It's yeah. So they at least have like a we're even now type of vibe between the two of them. So now the team is going to go in front of the court with juror 12, because juror 12 was the juror that received the note that said you better change your vote. And they bring it in front of the judge, and like defense is like, this is slam dunk. Like, this is what you got to do. The guy's saying he was intimidated, change his vote. And the judge, after speaking to Wendy Scott Carr, says, did this change your view of the case, like, at all? Did it have any impact on this at all? And like Diane and Justin and Alicia are kind of like, what is, I thought like we had a thing. Like, I thought we had the vibes. Like, I thought like you were telling me what to bring you when we brought it. And he's like, yeah, it's still not enough. And Carrie and Dana, of course, are like high on life, because they're like, oh, woohoo, it worked. And after they leave the judge's chambers, the juror tells Diane, I think, that it was the foreman who wrote the note. And so,
why didn't you ask that question to begin with?
I have no idea. This poor man is sick. This poor man was like sick this entire time. He didn't even need to come in. You could have just said who wrote this note and then talk to the foreman.
Well, I mean, coming in like that is probably what I think they think is supposed to help them with the judge of like having the guy here to tell. And they should have really prepped this guy though. It'd be like, hey, tell him it was the foreman. And I mean, if you have to tell him to change your vote, tell him to change your vote. Nothing wrong with that. But it did. But the thing with the judge is like, he asked the guy, did this change your vote? And the guy is honest. He's like, nah, not really. I was going to vote guilty anyway. It didn't really sway me any way or the other. So technically the judge definitely did the right thing. But I think Diane and Justin were like, we were getting good vibes from you that you were going to, if there was a like on the fence thing, you would tip it in our favor. But like you said, the WSC convo that the judge hasn't kind of spooked to look like, to make it not look like he's favoring the defense. So he's like, gotta rule against you, which technically is the right thing to do because as he asked the guy, it didn't change his vote. So it didn't really work in terms of bullying someone to change their vote.
It wouldn't have changed the outcome of the case.
Right.
Like, there's no reason to, like, go through it. Okay, then we get a classic Good Wife doobly-doobly-doo because...
Doobly-doobly-doo?
I don't know. It was like some sort of magic.
I'm curious to see what the doobly-doobly-doo is.
Okay, it goes like this. Kalinda talks to Lisa about the buttons and finds out that the foreman left during deliberations because he had to go do something next door. And then in the next scene, Kalinda's like, yeah, the foreman used a computer in the computer lab, and this is everything that he was looking at. And it looks like he was looking up the officer who gave testimony before, and that guy shot in the Hispanic youth in 2002. And so obviously because the officer, the sergeant was black and this guy's Latino, there's definitely bad blood here. And also like all of this stuff in like 2 seconds. And also, remember when you had to pay to use a computer at a computer lab? But like all of this happened in like 30 seconds. Okay. It was just like,
I understand what a doobly-doobly-doobly-doo is.
A doobly-doo! Yeah.
It's like a transition in a TV show.
Yeah,
like, we're gonna totally skip the contextual scenes here and just give you an info dump in the next scene of being like, well, what you didn't see what I did off screen was this, and this, because we didn't have time to put it in a scene.
Yeah,
that's exactly. A doobly-doobly-doobly-doo. Okay, that is official.
Yeah, that's a doobly-doobly-doo.
That's official good pod terminology now. It's a doobly-doobly-doobly-doobly-doo, and we're going to do
like,
doobly-doobly-doobly-doo. Yeah.
This isn't New Girl, so I can't say it's like a mess around. You know what I mean? But it's definitely like that type of thing. Because,
it's a hand wavy to be like, this like happened. Don't worry about it. We don't need to show you. We'll just tell you.
They at this point, Diane and Justin are like, we're still gonna need more. Like this isn't enough. We're still going to need more. So why don't we try to get affidavits from everyone?
My question, I don't think they delved deep enough into this. I would have loved to hear from the foreman himself of his thoughts and like how he strong-armed all these people. I feel like we should bring the foreman up on charges for influencing
jury manipulation.
Yeah, because he pretty much changed his entire jury to guilty pleas, because what we hear is like there were 9 not guilties in the first round. That's almost a whole ass jury, and this man single-handedly convinced the whole jury to vote guilty. It's like, first of all, you are an excellent persuader, sir. We need to hire him for something because he's able to flip a whole jury just by saying stuff and talking. I also kind of feel like that should have been, if we got enough testimony. Well, no, because I feel like the thing would be, no, the foreman just convinced us. He didn't he did strong arm one person, which I feel like they kind of just skimmed over, and we're not like, why are we talking to the foreman about threatening people to change their votes? Because that definitely did happen. So why isn't that a bigger deal here? The foreman just kind of gets off scot-free and is like not brought up for literally threatening people and threatening notes.
Well, I think it's because that would be tangential to the case. Like they're just focused on getting a mistrial for Beth, for Lauren.
I guess. I feel like
there should be like a whole conversation about it for sure.
There should have consequences for that foreman.
Yeah, for sure. So Alicia says she will help Kalinda with the affidavits.
Big moment.
Maybe. Like I was like, oh, they're back in the field together. Like
we back, baby. We back. It's a to use your thing. It's a Kalinda Alicia mess around. It's like oh my god, it's old. It's like old times because no one asked Alicia to help. Alicia volunteered to help. Do you see the look on Kalinda's face? She's like, oh my god, we're back to being friends again. Yes. Kalinda's so happy, and Alicia volunteered to help. She's like, yes, we're back.
Yes. Yeah. So they head back over to Lisa's and they ask, like, hey, do you have anyone's number? Because, like, they don't have anyone's number apparently, or can't get this information, even though I don't know how that works. But anywho, so they go to Lisa and Lisa's like, yeah, I friended all of them. And because I have to show my buttons in Indiana at the state fair and I wanted them to come to my button show. And they go through her friends list and lo and behold, there is one Judge Dunaway on the list, and he accepted her friend request. So this is it. That's all they need. Like, that's all they need is to say, hey, the judge interfered with the case.
And I gotta say,
done.
It was good to see Alicia and Kalinda back on the beat together.
It was.
I'm sure inside, Juliana Margulies was seething this whole time. Like, can't wait till the scene is over. I can't wait to be out of her presence.
I'm sure, like, they shot all their scenes on the same day. I'm sure it didn't go, like, you know what I mean? Like, least amount of FaceTime possible to Juliana.
Can't wait to be away from this object of my contempt. How dare she be so popular?
Yeah. Then Alicia goes to talk to Beth, mainly for Alicia's storyline, but I did put it in here because it has to do with Beth, because she's basically saying, like, this is what we have. We're going to go to the judge with it. Hope it works. And Beth is saying, like, yeah, I wish people would come visit me. Like, I don't have anyone in here, so I don't even know if I could do this. Like, I really hope it works out. It has to do with Alicia's storyline mainly because she's like, after, which we'll talk about in a minute, but like after Will, she has nobody to talk to. She has no friends. She has all blah, blah, blah. So they go back to the judge. They present this whole thing that he friended Lisa. And he's like, well, it's re-election. I just like friend everyone. And he's like, that's it. Mistrial. I 100% think he mentioned something. Like, I don't know how. This is not a mistake on this judge's part.
No, I believed him that it was not intentional. He just, like, because he mentions he's up for re-election soon, so he just accepts everybody's friend request, which is like, because he doesn't want to decline people's friend requests and be like, well, I'm not going to vote for you that you decline my friend request. I vote for you. I think he was genuine there. I think he was really just like, I didn't even know the lady was on the jury. I just hit accept all to all the freaking friend requests.
But he was happy that it presented this thing, because Carrie was like, Your Honor. He's like, nope, that's it. Mistrial. Let's go to court.
Yeah, no, I didn't pick up that he was super happy. I picked up that he was like, oh, you got me on a technicality. Yes, I didn't do it for nefarious reasons, but yes, I did do this, so let's declare a mistrial. The vibe I was picking up was that he was annoyed they had to declare a mistrial. Yes, in his heart of hearts, he does not want this to be what happened, but I think he was like, oh damn, like he was trying not to show favoritism, so he was like mad that he had to now declare a mistrial because of a technicality he got caught on. That was my vibe.
I could see that. So that's the case. That wasn't really a case, but kind of was a case.
But I did enjoy the fact that we were kind of back to a classic, like, season 1 vibe of, like, we're going to focus a lot of our attention on this case. There's a lot going on with the case. There's stuff we got to research. There's an investigation we got to do into the case. I really liked that vibe to it. It felt like an older season case. We're just like, we're not doing any other stupid stuff. We're not doing any stupid stunts or this or that. There's no like crazy guest stars in here besides SKW. There's nothing super crazy about this. This is just a good old fashioned investigation to prove our case. And I kind of love that feel to it that we have. I haven't really felt a lot in this season of The Good Wife.
Yeah, and I just looked up when this aired. This was the last episode of 2011 before the Christmas break. So this was December 11th, 2011, and the next episode would have come out January 8th, 2012. So this was like a good solid, there was no like cliffhanger going into the, winter break. Because winter breaks were a thing. Like, it was part of how shows designed themselves then. But it did have to deal with this, like, I guess, questions around Alicia's life. I guess that's pretty much, and the tension with Will. So let's get into those storylines. Alicia's just like waiting in Will's office at one point in this episode, and he's like, I don't want it to be weird. She's like, I don't want it to be weird. And he's like, that's it. Or she doesn't like understand how a breakup works.
Yeah.
She's like, I guess like we just say that we're broken up and that's what it, and Will's like, yeah, we're adults. Like, this is how it works.
I mean, it's been a while since she had a like amicable breakup, because her marriage was not very amicable. She threw him out on his ass, and now it's just like, this how you break up with someone nowadays? Like, it's just fine. It's just it. She's like, so, literally, Alicia's the one that broke her off with Will last episode. Let's remember that. Yeah. And Alicia comes and she's like, so we just say it's broken up and it's just that? I was like, yeah, that's kind of how it works. Like, but what else did you expect? And Alicia walks away from this. I think her thinking is like, why isn't he more upset? Like, why isn't he more mad? I had to break up with him. Why isn't he like crying? Why is he so cool? And I think what she's not like picking up is that this is kind of a weight off of Will's shoulders, because he thinks now that this leash thing's over, that it's going to kind of ease up the pressure on this investigation into his stuff. And so Alicia's confused because she does not know about this right now. She's confused. She's like, why isn't he more like upset about this? She gets like an annoyed look on her face.
Yeah. I was just like, I thought it was bigger than this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, he should be more upset. He should be more mad to lose me. Why isn't he more mad?
Then when she goes home after Peter picks up the kids, we get this montage of her like trying to find something to do with her time. It's almost like suggests to me that really all she did when she was with Will
bang Will.
Like, yes,
kids are gone. Time to bang Will.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Now what do I do with myself? I have nothing else to do. There's no one to bang. I'm here not banged. And again, why? Like, I will never understand people that wear jeans inside their house. Like,
I don't understand why people wear jeans inside their house and clean in them.
Yeah. Like, I don't. Listen, if that was me and I was home by myself.
Sweatpants.
MRSA.
By myself, sure.
MRSA. Yeah. Not even that, okay? Like, not even. Listen, I don't want to get too graphic, but I would have ne'er a stitch of clothes on. If I'm by myself in my house, I'm chilling real hardcore, okay? But Alicia is dressed to go, like, I don't know, out somewhere. She's got jeans on. She's got a sensible shirt on. I'm like, what are you doing, girl? Like, I think she even has makeup on. I'm like, what are you doing right now?
Yeah, and like her hair is done when we get that picture of her like going, or the shot of her going into the fridge. Like, she's like all made up.
As soon as that door closes after Peter gets the kids, clothes are coming off. Like, I would imagine a woman like just like makeup off. Like, I don't gotta see nobody no more today. I'm done. I would imagine that. But Alicia's here in full casual wear, just like not even casual, just business casual.
It's
wear.
Very like JCPenney, very like Sears Kohl's vibes happening. And so she's so bored she calls her brother and they meet up at the bar.
So but we get kind of a like, oh my gosh, who is it? It's like a mini cliffhanger in the episode to be like, she calls someone, we don't know who it is.
Like, are you sure it's not too late?
Yeah.
Like, are you sure
So like, my mind is like, okay,
she did call Will.
Is it Will? Is it Kalinda? Now that we're starting to thaw that relationship, are we going back to the bar to having drinks again?
Well, this was before I think this scene happened before she knew about the Kalinda thing. The bar scene did.
I thought it was after she found out from Christian Boy, but before she bailed her out of prison.
Oh, I have no idea.
I don't remember. But yeah, they leave us on this little mini cliffhanger, and then it was Owen. I was like, oh, that's kind of disappointing. I was like,
I love Owen.
I love Owen, but I was like, they really were kind of making me think like it was either Kalinda or Will. And I was like, oh, it's just Owen. Great. Fantastic.
And Owen is like, are you sure you don't love Will anymore?
No, but he asked her, do you love, and he's asked her that before, and that in that moment she's like, no, I don't love Will. But then she is that moment where she hugs Owen, and then we see the look on her face like, do I love Will? This time she's like, no, I did not love Will.
I liked like the attention, I liked the sex, I loved all of that stuff, but not him. And so Owen's like, okay, well, go find some friends. Like, you're lonely, go make some friends. And at the same time all of this is going on, like, basically she's trying to make new friends. Diane is like, has been watching her like a hawk at work, because she was like not around at specific points in the trial that we talked about before. Like, she was at this thing for her kids with school, which we'll talk about in a minute. And I think in like Diane's mind, she's like, is she really not over this Will thing? Like, is
Mm-hmm.
she still hung up on him? So Diane pulls in Alicia and says, like, hey, I want to help you. Like, let's become partners. You know, I want to mentor you. And I want to say that this is a flip from the Diane and Alicia conversation in episode 1, season 1. Because in that episode, Diane's like, you're going to have to prove yourself in this man's world. Like, you're going to have to do this. Like, Alicia's walking into Diane's office and seeing her with Hillary and like all this stuff. She's like, all right, girl power. Like, we're going to help each other. And Diane's like, you're going to have to climb the ladder just like I did.
Yeah, but I think that's like to weed out the pretenders, right? That's like,
sure, yeah,
girl, I can't help you from day one. You got to prove to me that you can hack it yourself. I feel like Alicia has broken that barrier and has shown Diane, yeah, I'm not a pretender. Like I'm the real deal. And Diane's like, okay, girl, like, okay. You proving yourself. Maybe I can give you some mentorship now. Give you some
friendship.
Tips. Friendship, yeah.
Friendship even.
Yeah, like now that you've dumped Will, now that Will's dumped you or whatever I think happened in that thing, now we can be cool. Because she tells Alicia, like, hey, girl, like, you got to tighten it up. Like, you can't be distracted by all these other, she says, friendships, a.k.a. dalliances with your boss.
Dalliances.
Okay? Don't get distracted by all that, girl. Like, I see a lot in you. You could be on the partner track. She's like, you got to tighten shit up. You could be partner. So come along with me. I'll help you out. I'll give you some friendship, give you some mentorship, and we can do this thing. I was like, okay. That's like you said, Diane is coming around to Alicia. It's like, okay, you've proven yourself enough. Now that the Will stuff's over, I'll treat you better.
Well, and she's always got like her livelihood in the back of her mind, right? Like Diane is always thinking about like what's going on with the firm, the fact that she might be out on her own, what's going on with Will, you know, like what I mean? Like she's still always trying to make friends and connections and keep people. And I'm not saying she didn't feel these things, but it works in her favor if any of those things were to happen.
Yeah, I mean, you always got to be prepared for the next partner civil war that crops up, right? So it seems like Will maybe lost an ally with this breakup, and now Diane's trying to scoop her up. Be like, hey, girl, over this. Come on to the dark side, sweetheart. Leave Will's side. Come to my side, my child.
Yeah. And this is a welcome scene for Alicia because she did try to meet up with one of her old friends who apparently also moved out of the neighborhood and got a divorce. And this lady like is all about finding her like sexual empowerment and learning about like how countries outside of the United States view women's sexuality and the choices that they have when it comes to it. And this is just too much. It's too much for Alicia.
It's too much for Alicia, who just broke up with her F buddy, I'll call it, because that's pretty much how deep that relationship got. Which, you know, Alicia can't even have an F buddy, so she's not looking to hear about this tribe of women that are sexually dominant and are picking their own partners. She's like, I could never. I just broke up with my F buddy because I was insecure about having a new F buddy when I'm still technically married.
Well, Mom.
Yeah, it's a little too spicy for Alicia, so she's like, it's not. I'm not down with this person anymore.
Yeah. And at the end of this episode, Diane shows up to have a drink with Alicia at the bar, so we might have a whole new friendship here.
Yeah, this was another person that apparently Alicia called. It was like, hey, you want to get a drink? And they get a drink together. And can you imagine what the conversation was like? Do you think they got like drunk and like they started talking openly about Will?
I don't know. I mean, I would give anything to have a drink with Diane Lockhart. I would even drink to have a drink with Diane Lockhart and Christine Brinsky. Like, I would have 2 drinks. I would get drunk. I don't know. I would do anything for her.
I would drink coffee with Diane to just have a conversation with Diane. I would have 2 coffees, one with Diane and one with Agnes. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Who she? For those that don't know, Agnes is who Christine Baranski plays on Gilded Age. So
yes.
I would have coffees with both of her characters. But yeah, so
I would also just talk to Christine Baranski. Like,
for sure.
Yeah, like, oh my gosh.
So I'm interested to see what this relationship how this will change dynamics and change things, if anything.
Yeah. Okay, now it's time to talk about my least favorite part of this entire episode, everyone. Let me tell you, it has to do with Alicia trying to move her kids back to private school. The amount of privilege that this woman, like, just because this like thing happened with Grace, she's like, public schools are not good enough for my kid anymore. We have to go back to private schools. And not only the private schools, but the private school that Peter went to.
Boy, talk about Major Waspy vibes. Like, this was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, where did this even come from? Like, it's not. And you would think that something happened at school to make Alicia make this move. But nothing happened at school. She got picked up by a Christian boy at school, but that could have happened at private school too. So it's like, what really set this off? I don't feel like I really know, but apparently all of a sudden Alicia now feels like she needs to get her kids back into private school. I don't know if it's the fact that she's like, that she didn't think of this, like, oh wait, I'm married to the state's attorney again. Shouldn't we be getting our kids back in private school now? Like, that should not be a thing now. We can afford it now, so let's do it now. I feel like there wasn't enough illustration of why we're doing this so suddenly.
Yeah, which made me hate it even more, because she calls the principal and is like, oh, I think, like, maybe can my kids, like, basically come in mid-year? And they're like, this is our policy is not to do that. Our policy is at the beginning of the year, we open up enrollment. He's like, yeah, but I'm married to, like, Peter Florrick. And he's, oh, Peter Florrick.
She's like, oh, you're that Mrs. Florrick. Like, how many Florricks do you come across?
Ugh. I put it, like, literally, these are my notes, everyone. I hate this thing. Ugh, I hate this. Like, this is not my favorite.
It feels so out of character for Alicia, because this is the same woman who not that long ago was like, I don't want to ask Eli to come to Lockhart Gardner. I feel like that would be too much. Yes, she eventually did it, but she had to go way out of her comfort zone to do it. And now all of a sudden it's like, don't you know who I am? Don't you know who my husband is? He's the state's attorney. It's like, oh, okay. I understand we have a new Alicia with a new attitude, but this is like, this is the dark side of that new attitude, Alicia.
For sure. And I know I gave Peter a whole ass star last episode, but he is using any goodwill that he has earned with both me and his wife, because he's just like playing the perfect co-parent. He's like, oh, where are we with Grace? Like, what do I need to watch out for? All this stuff. He's like, I'll show up at the meeting. Like, I'll talk to the principal, all of this stuff.
Your hate is so deep for Peter Florrick that him successfully co-parenting even makes you mad.
No, I don't like it. I would not like it. I mean, I would like it if it wasn't attached to the other stuff he was doing in this episode. I want the kids to have a good, stable life. I'm not saying anything about that, but he is like literally just like using up any good karma he has like in the situation. And okay, so he goes to meet with the principal, and then Alicia's like, I forgot how good you were at that, charming the teachers. And I'm like, red flag, Alicia, red flag, red flag. If he can charm the teachers, he can charm you. He can charm anybody.
And he is, because Alicia is so friendly to him now. Don't you remember, Alicia? Don't you remember? She's forgotten everything. She's so mean to Kalinda, yet she's like, oh, Peter, he's so charming. It's like, really? Wow. Alicia, listen, I'm going to say it. Okay?
Say it.
Alicia is not a girl's girl. Okay.
No, she is not a girl's girl.
Not a girl's girl at all. Alicia is a guy's girl to the max.
Yes.
And I feel like it's a problem for her. Take this episode, for example. She's struggling to find female friends. Okay.
Yeah.
And the way that she's treating Kalinda compared to Peter, it really illustrates that fact to me.
Yeah. Not my favorite. Not at all. Sorry, I really apologize to the listeners. You're probably like, Marissa, we get it. I'm like, yeah, no, I know. So the principal calls Alicia and is like, oh, I was hoping to get your voicemail. This can only go one way. Like, this is a no. This is like, thanks, but you can try again at the start of the year. Next thing we know, Alicia's on the phone to Peter, and Peter comes in to this office, and he's like a shakedown. He's like doing a shakedown. He's like using all of his evilness in this one situation.
He was like the devil in the doorway. I was like, oh my God, I am scared of this person right now. This is like so ominous. He's like a mob boss. Yeah.
Doesn't use her name. She's like, thanks, ma'am. And like standing there, not even crossing the threshold. And then when he gets into the room, he closes the door.
I was like, oh my God. Like, this is okay. Again, this might be controversial, but this was pre Me Too. which
Yeah,
is
it was
like,
premium too. Yeah,
it's like,
Matt Lauer pre.
yeah. So it was like, so seeing this was like, ooh, this is quite a ominous, weird tone that we're setting here.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Like the way I understand he's supposed to be intimidating in this moment, and it came across that way. He's like, he closes her office door, and is literally just throwing his weight all around the room, and it's like, wow. I think, and Mercy, you're gonna hate me for saying this, but I think it's part of a good character to show his nuances just in this episode alone, because he's charming Alicia, and then when he needs to, he's gonna drop the hammer and be Peter Florrick, the essay that don't play around about his kids.
I know he's a good character because I hate him so much, but I'm not necessarily, it's not one of those that like I have to root for him. Like, you know how this is like also before like the whole anti-hero arc that we've seen across TV where it's like, yeah, this person is bad, but we're going to cheer for them anyway. Like he gets like I'm cheering for him never. Like, he has a good character. He is written that well that I am not even going to give him any claps, any snaps, anything, because
he's no Walter White.
No, exactly. Yeah, like he's no Don Draper. He's none of this. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's no Will. Like Will doesn't do great things, and I'm still like, go Will, like, mm-hmm. Go for it.
I mean, it's partly because you find him so hot, but we'll move on.
He came into my life at a very formative age. Yeah, that's all I'll say about that. So he like sits down and tells this lady, like, do you know one of the benefits of being the state's attorney? Like basically says, background checks, I have all this dirt on your teachers and I will release that if you don't let my kids in here. And he says, you don't say no to the state's attorney. And then at the end says, like, basically like, so we can, is that clear? And he says, I think the word you're looking for is yes. And I'm just like, ugh, I hate you. I hate you. I hate you so much.
Yeah, it was not great, but it was just like, I don't know. I think there's probably some people out there that are just like, I mean, he did what he had to do for his kids, Marissa. Get over it. But again, this is just so his kids get into private school. It's not so that they can, like, I don't know, save them or something, to give them a kidney. This is so he can get into a fancy dancy private school. Like, so there is like some understanding here, because yes, you did this for the best interest of your kids, which I think is his justification for doing this. I'll do whatever I have to for my children. Like, you're not trying to get your kids a new kidney. You're not trying to give them a new lung. You're trying to get them into a fancy school.
Just look at last episode. He did everything he could for his kids, and I didn't hate him.
Yeah, it was warranted.
Right. Yeah. Like, he used all of his power. He's like, hey, yo, cops, like, I know you're supposed to wait 24 hours, but go do this now. Like, he wielded his power in a way that made sense. And here he's just using his power in a very icky. It gives me the ick. It gives me the ick because we know about this character and what he does with women specifically. Mm-hmm. And so it's not just like what you're doing for your kids. It's how you're doing it for your kids. That is kind of not great for me.
Yeah. And it gives me this whole storyline for the kids gives me a weird vibe about Alicia as well. Yes. It's like, I feel like there is a moment where Alicia's like, you guys, it's just private school. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But now it's just like, oh, we got to get you out of public school. We got to get you out of public school. Public school is the devil. Let's get you into private
Did you talk to the kids? Did you talk to the kids about it? Do they want to go? Like, what are their feelings about it? I thought we were a family and we talk about things and you don't like hide things from each other. You know what I mean? Like, she had sent like this whole thing about, we're going to talk about everything, and we never saw that. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but we never saw it. So it kind of just makes me think that she's doing this behind her kid's back to like move them for whatever reason.
I think it would be I mean, maybe we'll delve into this in other episodes, but like, do the kids like public school now, or are they going to be like,
right,
now we don't want to leave our friends? Like, yeah, when you first maybe leave private school, I was bummed because I had friends in private school, but now I have friends in public school. Does Grace want to leave Shannon? We just saw how great Grace and Shannon were, and now she's leaving Shannon in the dust to go to private school.
Well, and it's 20 minutes away, 20 minutes further away. Who knows? Like, their extracurriculars, whatever. I don't know. But okay, twist. Whatever, Alicia, you got the money.
Yeah, it was a weird turn.
Use the money
for Alicia to like be this, like you said, privileged. To be like, oh, I have to get. It's an emergency. I have to get my kids into private school.
We've been seeing like some sort of weirdness come from her from like that one that one episode when she was with the lady who was killed on the boat, or the kids. And she was like, that kid is the same age as Grace. With the death penalty and like all this stuff. So we've been sort of like seeing this privilege emerge, like, and I don't know if that was also part of the negotiations for Juliana to be like, I need to show more of myself. That's inference. I have no facts about that. Like, I'm just trying conjecture.
Awful side, because I'm awful. So write me like that in the show. I don't think that happened, but it is quite a turn of the character to throw her weight around like this. It gave me icky vibe from Alicia. Yeah. It really did.
Agreed.
I can see if Peter was like, hey, I feel like we need to get the kids back in private school. I feel like that would be a better use of this, a better way to get into the story, to be like, hey, Alicia, I feel like I'm state's attorney again. I feel like when I was state's attorney before, we had them in private school, so I feel like now we should go back to that. And she's like, oh, okay, I guess. Like, if she wasn't so insistent.
Or,
like, she calls Peter and tells him to, like, put weight on this headmistress. Like, go in there and tell her you're the state's attorney and tell her that our kid's going to be going to that school. It's like, I was like, wow, that is not a side of Alicia I don't think I'm really used to.
Well, also, if Peter was really co-parenting for the right reasons, he could have said, hey, Alicia, let's have a family meeting about this and let's talk about it together. He doesn't have time. He's the state's attorney, whatever. But I would would love to have seen something like that happen, whoever called it, but it didn't happen.
And I think a part of Peter is like, I'm still trying to wriggle my way back into Alicia's good graces, so I'm just going to do whatever she wants me to do.
Yeah, that's true. This episode ends with one final scene where Will is playing basketball by himself at I think it's even a different gym. Like, it didn't look like the same gym. Yeah. Wendy Scott Carr walks in and he's like, you chased them all away. She's like, they went after, I don't know, the valor of justice or something. She was all like, they left you, bro. Like, it wasn't me. And she says, hey, we should probably talk. And he's like, I'm not talking to you. Like, are you crazy? And she's like, I'm not after you. I'm after Peter. And this gets him to stop dribbling and shooting the basketball. And she says, well, his first term wasn't clean. And I know, like, you know some stuff about that. And he's like, I know a lot of things, but I'm not going to tell you any of them until I go get a lawyer. And she's like, well, the next opportunity you'll have to talk to me is at a grand jury.
Yeah. Ooh, that was quite a turn. And I was like, oh, WSC. Look at you.
I could see it though.
Yeah. Betraying Peter. I was like, okay. That's hardcore. That's cold-blooded.
But I also trust Will not to fall for it right away. I trust,
Will is now in an ultimate pickle now, right? Because, he freaking hates Peter, but he also has this, like, allegiance to Alicia and does not want to affect Alicia's world in any way. And willingly giving up Peter, which I'm sure he wants to do, is not something that's really going to help him with Alicia. You know, it's like it's not going to do well for his friendship now with Alicia to feed her husband to the wolves. That is WSC, but that seems to be the only way he might be able to get himself out of this jam. So I think that's going to be a huge issue for Will coming up next few episodes.
Yeah, I mean, and that seems like a good place to like leave before a season, like before Christmas break, of like, okay, when we come back, like, this is definitely a thing we're going to be getting into. So that was episode 11 of season 3. If you couldn't tell, I wasn't a fan of most of it, but it was still an episode of The Good Wife, which is better than most television, so I'll take it.
Yeah, for sure. Now we've gotten the episode done and dusted, Marissa, do you want to tell the good folks out there in Good Pod Land where they can find you on the good internet, or the internet?
The good net?
It's not always good net.
Yeah. Well, where are people? I'm going to assume our people are good people. So on the good net, you can find me talking with you, Jason, right here on the Good Pod. You could also hear us over on the Gilded Pod, where we're talking about the Gilded Age season 3. Lots of season 3 action going on for us. Lots of crossover stuff happening, at least in my brain, trying to compare these two shows and the Christine Baranski of it all. Loving talking about that with you over there. You can also hear us on Whirlwind with our Bear coverage because we went through and watched 10 episodes of season 4 and gave our first watch thoughts on those. So you can look that up at Whirlwind. And then also on Whirlwind Podcasts, I am going through season 4 of Pretty Little Liars, but only one previously on at a time. So if you were a fan, I recommend this if you've already watched the show. If you have no idea what that show is about, this is probably not the podcast for you. Mm-hmm. But those are the podcasts I'm on. And otherwise, you can go to itsmemarissag.com and find links to me everywhere else. Jason, I know you were pretty busy over the last couple weeks. So let the peeps know where they can find you.
Yeah, luckily you took care of 2 of my other podcasts with Gilded Pod and The Bear. You can also find me on my podcast, A Perfect Match, with me and Asia Welch. We recently started a Patreon for our podcast. We are talking about the show Married at First Sight. It's a reality show about... title's kind of self-explanatory. People that get married at first sight. They've never seen their bride or groom, and they're getting married when they first see each other. We're talking about old seasons of that until the new season comes around. So if you want to go to patreon.com/aperfectmatchpodcast, you can find that there. And we have a lot of fun over there. We do cast interviews. We're doing rewatches, like I said. So come on over. You can also find me recently talking about the show Ironheart over on Recap Kickback, and it's episodes 1 through 3 of this first season of Ironheart, and I'll be talking about 4 through 6 this upcoming week as that show is winding down. You can also, I was on some other little things. You can find me on the 90 Day Fiancé podcast, or where Rob has a podcast with Puya. I did that this past week. I was also on Rob and Akiva podcast recently, doing like little mini games. Had a bunch of fun there. So if there's something else out there you want to hear me talk about, there's something out there for everyone. So go check all that stuff out. And until next episode, stay good.